Hello, everyone. Hello, and happy moment wherever you are. Thanks for joining, and I do trust that you're doing so well. Thanks for joining. I'm Jen from Personal Power Life Coaching, and let's begin this life coaching video moment, this life coaching session together. Going live, because we're always going live. Everything we're thinking, our vibrations, our thoughts, and our words, and then of course our actions are reflecting the world we want to create. So consider whether what you're thinking and speaking and feeling and then doing are reflecting what you really want and the world that you would like to see, because the change really does start with each of us individually. And so today's message is on self-love and self-appreciation, and I feel that the key question is for you and for me is, do you truly love and appreciate yourself? Do you accept yourself as you are, flaws or not flaws, and all? Because what I've noticed is that a lot of the problems that pop up in life, in other people's issues, in the clients that I meet with, in my friends and my family, it comes from this space of, perhaps from many years long past, of not feeling worthy, not feeling like we're good enough as we are, that we are lacking or deficient in some area, and perhaps even specifically that we are missing something in order to be good enough to do that thing that we want, or not loving ourselves fully or healthfully can be manifested or reflected in us looking for other people to validate us or approve of you, or a partner that you need to fulfill you in order to fill the void, in order to make you feel whole, in order to give you that reflection of, well, he or she is reflecting the person that I would like to be. So since I'm not that, I want them to be that. But then the issue with that is, when you do have that person, we feel that you're not good enough for them. So then another cycle of sabotage begins. Without going into all of those particular case scenarios, the whole point of today is just to remind you to love yourself. If there is a day of international self-love, which I think there probably could be, and if not, today is International Day, Global Universal Day for Self-Love. And what it entails is to acknowledge self-appreciation, acknowledge how far you've come, acknowledge all the good work that you are doing, even if you're battling depression right now, or even if you have overcome it in the past. That makes you a stronger person. And even if you are struggling with weight issues or trying to get ahead in your career and you feel like you're just on a hamster wheel, you are doing the best that you can, and you're being a productive member of society. These are ways that we can look at situations from a positive perspective, so that you can remember that you are a wonderful person, that you are an amazing individual in your own right, and that you don't have to be like everyone else. And even if other people may appear to be similar to you, they're not you, and you are your own unique, divine, special self, and there will never be anyone else quite like you. So just bear in mind and realize that you are an incredible, extraordinary creation, and that regardless of whatever your life is right now, whether it's outstanding in your levels and standards, or whether you consider it to be mediocre or subpar, that doesn't really matter, because what matters is that you're here, and that you are wonderful, and that you are extraordinary and a phenomenal person in your own way. You have your own ideas, you have your own way of seeing the world, and there's no one else who can see it exactly like you. And that makes you absolutely one of a kind in all of creation here and now. There has never been a time like we're living in today, so no one could have possibly, conceivably thought in the way that you think in today's age where you're standing? Today you are wiser than yesterday. You know more, you've done more, you've lived a lot more. You have a greater and deeper and wider, vaster basis of experience that you can ultimately use to empower yourself. Today, if you're watching this video, it's a clear reminder that you're tuning in to your own inner power and to your own self-love, that you are wonderful. Some would even say this is your inner being reminding you of how much love there is for you, or the universe. But the point is to remind ourselves of that, because the world and society does not remind us of that easily. It's not the message that we encounter on a regular, frequent basis from the most popular sources of information, from the news. Never will the news report, remember to love yourselves. They spend more time on the weather than on messages of encouragement, empowerment, messages that bring families together. So the point is that we are needing to remind ourselves and repeating this on a daily basis. You tell yourself, and so then I wanted to share some ideas or ways or tips, because I'm going through that myself. I'm practicing as I'm speaking. This is an example of practicing that, putting it into practice, spreading more love by starting to feel that love within you, and ways that you can actually implement this in your daily life. What would that look like? Well, different approaches. Some things that I've done myself that I practice are positive affirmations about self from the moment you wake up, speaking it the way you want it to be. And that specifically can be something like, thank you for my life, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you, life. Thank you, creator. Thank you, angels and inner being, for all that I am. Thank you for my life. Thank you for all the good there is. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for my life. I have an amazing life. I have a phenomenal life. Thank you for all the good. And these are examples that you can perhaps adopt if it resonates with you, and you can tweak them according to your flavor. And other things that you can do that I've learned in the past 2 weeks are from a hypnotherapist by the name of Marissa Peer. I've mentioned her previously, and she has done some absolutely life-changing work for people worldwide with the simple 3 words, I am enough. And repeating these words, writing it on your bathroom mirror, repeating it in the shower, repeating I am enough in the kitchen when you're washing dishes, I am enough if you're doing the laundry or taking out the garbage. You are enough. Looking yourself in the mirror and saying, I am enough. I'm enough. I may not be a billionaire. I may not be the model from the magazine with that amazing person, but it doesn't matter, because you are enough. So this is something really simple and really convenient and practical to bring into your life every day. I need to transmit because the Wi-Fi was spotty. And so that's one way to begin practicing it. A second way, so we have general positive self-love and self-esteem affirmations, listening to self-esteem affirmations when you're walking to the bus stop or in the car, getting downloads. Louise Hay has done some absolutely incredible, phenomenal work with affirmations, and some of them absolutely focus on self-love and self-esteem, which was the core of her message. And then simple 3 words, I am enough, every day. I have it as my screensaver. I put it on my room mirror, and I'm just repeating that. I am enough. I am enough. And this will start to trigger positive evolution in your brain and in your neural chemistry, so that you can adopt that and embrace that mentality and that possibility for you. Then thirdly, what we can do is practicing mirror work, which is something that also Louise Hay introduced and practiced, and basically also super simple, taking a mirror and looking at yourself into your own eyes and saying, oh, hi, hi Jean, or hi Jen, I love you. I really, really love you. And I accept you just the way you are. I appreciate you. You're doing a great job. You're doing everything the way you need to do right here and now. And I know things are wonderful for you more and more every day. Something to that effect. Just really boosting yourself and amping yourself up. And if you can't get that far, that's fine, because all you really need to do is look into your own eyes, the bathroom mirror, in your room mirror, wherever you find that mirror, and just look at your own eyes and look into your soul and just say, I love you. I really, really love you. And then you may notice whether that's comfortable or uncomfortable. Some people haven't been able to do that much. So if you can do that, you're way along the road. And if you cannot, then consider, and I've had a client who had a struggle with this, and what I suggest is starting small and don't criticize yourself, okay? Just because you can't do that, it doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It just means that you're not looking in the mirror and saying, I love you. You may find it to be silly. You may find it to be absurd. Or it may be that label of this is so dumb or stupid and ridiculous. I'm an adult. I don't need to do this. And that may actually be a cover from deeper emotions of actually being uncomfortable saying that, because you feel it's inappropriate for you to even think that. And so it's just being your own cheerleader. And we've heard this before. Be your best friend. Root for yourself. Be your own cheerleader. When you do something, praise yourself. This is also something that Marissa Peer highlighted, and I'm sharing it with you because it's nice and it's beneficial. It's good information. Praising yourself. Tell yourself you did a good job when you know that you did the best you could. You put your all in, and even if you didn't, you did it, and that's all that happened, and that's all that needs to be important is you did it. Praise yourself. Give yourself the acknowledgement that you're doing enough, that you are enough, and that you have enough. Be your own cheerleader. Cheer yourself on. Pat yourself on the back, Give yourself a good pat. Give yourself a good hug if you feel like you want someone to hug you and there's no one around. And if you really struggle with that because you live alone in a city where your family's not near, have yourself a nice cuddly teddy bear or a nice cute pillow or something that you like a dog, like a stuffy dog or something, and hug that until you can meet with a friend or someone that you would like to hug. So these are examples of practicing self. Okay, wow, all right. So we're having a very exciting transmission today. And so those are some ways to start moving into that space. And the key also is to do it from a space of helpful mindset, not from arrogance and not from pride, but just from, you know what, I'm a decent human being. You can say that to yourself. I'm a decent human being. I'm doing the best I can. I do have a good life, and so many people would love to have my life. And I'm just not looking in the right way. I'm not looking at all the good stuff. And when I feel bad, I notice that it's because I'm focusing on what I still need to work on or improve, or whatever I think is missing, or whatever I think is scary, right? That's when we really get upset, is when we're just thinking about that area or aspect or body part or whatever it is that needs improvement that you think isn't good enough. And let me say something, which is that when we have high standards, or if you're a perfectionist, perhaps nothing will ever be good enough for you, truly, and that you'll always want more. And everyone always wants a little more. There's always more over the edge, always more on the horizon. So let's get used to that. And let's get used to that there's no limit to you exercising, feeling, and experiencing healthy, loving, amazing, profound, God-centric, God-source love, And I'm not saying this in a spiritual way, but in a way of healthy soul connection And then that's related to you fulfilling your soul's purpose if that's something that you are interested in or that you care about. And doing what really makes you happy. And when you're happy, everyone else benefits. Because your happiness from the space of love does not diminish, it only adds and contributes. And if your happiness does not go well with a surrounding or an environment, then that is just the forces of the universe and law, the way that energy flows, where you're not vibing on the same wavelength, so you wouldn't be together for a long time. Okay? So don't be afraid to let go of the familiar thoughts. Invite new thoughts into your life. Invite new possibilities in the way that you think. Also, a final tip that I can suggest and share is practicing meditations on self-love and practicing hypnosis, guided hypnosis, which you can access online for free on YouTube. Find yourself something that you're comfortable with, that you like, the sound of the voice and the way that it flows, and have yourself a good self-esteem hypnosis or a confidence-building hypnosis. That's the key right there. And as you become a stronger and even more abundant and amazing you become even more abundant, and the world experiences and receives the best of you. But start first by being full in your own cup, and then you can overflow to share accordingly with whomever else wishes and stands to benefit from you. Okay? So just stay in your own conception, in your own thoughts of that space and that path and direction, cultivating an appreciation for your life, for your beingness, and the way that things are, and using these tips that I've suggested. Even taking one of them into your day can be phenomenal, and it can create extraordinary shifts and growth. And actually, if you can stick to one thing consistently for at least 2 weeks, 14 days, and then a whole month, 30 days, it'll be natural and normal for your brain to think that way, and you'll start tagging on other related similar thoughts to that one. Like, hey, it's not so bad. I'm doing a good job. Hey, I've noticed I've improved in this area, or I'm getting better at that. I noticed that I'm shifting in this way, and so on and so forth. Okay? So again, remember where you're looking, what you're thinking mostly about. Think about the good that you did. I like myself. So that you can say that to yourself. I like who I am. I like who I'm becoming. Every day I'm getting better and better. The world is here to help me. The universe is here to help me. I'm open to that. I'm doing great. I'm going to keep going. There's no limit to how happy I can be, and there's nothing too good for you. There's nothing too good for me. Embrace that. Your relationships can improve. Your self-esteem obviously will skyrocket as we do this consistently. You'll have more job satisfaction, or move into a job that suits you even better, that celebrates your skills and your talents, where you're valued and appreciated, and where you make satisfying contributions, satisfying to you, and so on and so forth. So truly, this is the most valuable asset, because you bring the best of yourself to your work, to your family, to your friends, to your health, and to your own thinking. And that's really what it's all about. It's just what's going on in here. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you for sharing this message. Thank you for listening to it. And the deepest intention is that we create more love from within us. And just remember that we really need to love ourselves, no matter what the world says or whatever you think the world is saying, because that is also the program. So think yourself into, the world tells me that I love myself, that I'm a good person, that life is good. Life is not a struggle. It's going to be okay. There's always a way. It always works out. Things always work out eventually. I don't always know how, and I don't always see the immediate results, but I know they're coming. I feel good about it. It's going to work out. There's more good than anything else in my life. There truly is. So just keep your own train going, your momentum. Never give up on yourself, okay? You are worth it and you matter. So I'm Jennifer from Personal Power Life Coaching. Thanks for joining and see you soon. Bye.